everyone and welcome back to my channel, LiveLoveCrochet. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this tote bag. So it's made up of granny squares and it makes a really cute bag. So if you're interested in making this with me, I will show you what we're going to need. So for this tutorial we're going to need a pair of scissors, a needle. We're going to be using a 4.5mm hook and yarn of your choice. I'm just using the yarn that I've already been using for these squares. So I have 12 squares made up here. We are going to need 13 squares in total. So that is what we're going to need. And here is my diagram of how the bag is going to be put together. So this is how we're going to join our squares. So these are our squares, and these ones here is where we're going to connect them. So number 1 and 6, I know it says it twice, but these two are where we're going to join the bag together. I'm going to show you how to do it anyway, so I hope I'm not confusing anyone. But this is the diagram that we are going to use. So let's get making the square, which is really simple. I'm sure many of you know how to make it anyway, but I'm going to show you. So let's move on to the tutorial. So to start, we're going to select our colour that we want for the middle. So we're going to have a middle colour and we're going to have an outer colour. You can use 4 different colours, you can use the same colour, it's totally up to you. Right, so I'm using the same, so my bag's all the same. So I've got my cream right here. We're going to start by making a magic circle. So you start with a nice tail, so you can sew it in afterwards. You're going to wrap this bit here around your fingers and you're going to cross them over on the back of your fingers. You're going to bring them over and then you've got 2 strands of yarn, so it looks like that. You're going to go underneath your first strand, catch your second strand and pull it through. And we're going to chain 3. So chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And there we have our magic ring. Now when we're going into it with our double crochets, we want to double crochet over both of the strands, not just one. So we're going to make 2 more double crochets into this magic circle. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. So then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. Now we're going to put 3 double crochet back into the magic circle. So 1, 2 and 3. So then you want to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 is going to count as our corner, just like this one here. And then we're going to put another 3 double crochets back in. And again, so we've got our 2 corners here, we need another one, so chain 3 and then put 3 double crochets back in. I'm going to pull mine a little bit shorter. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so you should have something looking like that right now. Now instead of chaining 3 for your last one, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch into our second chain. So we made chain 3 at the start, slip stitch into your second chain, and there you have your first row. So we're going to pull this tight, so just pull your tail and it should all pull together there. Right, so now we got that done, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your square, and then into this corner here we're going to put 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to chain 3, move your double crochets over a little bit, 1, 2 and 3. This time you need to put 3 double crochets back into that corner there. So 1, 2 and 3. So as you can see, that's another corner there, so you've got your corner there and you've got another one made there. So we're going to skip over to the next corner and we're going to make 3 double crochets. Oops. Chain 3, pull your double crochets over a little bit so you've got a bit of room, 3 more double crochets back into this corner, and there we have our second corner. Skip over to your next corner now, and again 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, all into the same corner. And then for your last one, it is going to be exactly the same. Skip over to the corner. On my last double crochet now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same as last time and just slip stitch into our second chain. Just slip stitch straight into there, and don't finish your slip stitch if you're changing colour. If you are, just finish your slip stitch and we'll move on in just a moment, but I'm changing my colour so I'm not going to finish my slip stitch. I'll show you that. So I'm going to go in to my chain 2, into my second chain. I'm going to half slip stitch it, just put it out like that, and I'm going to leave it there for a moment. Then I'm going to get my other colour, which mine is pink, And then I'm just gonna fold it over my hand like that, my finger, and I'm gonna hook it, put it on my hook just like that, and then pull it through my slip stitch. I'm then gonna take my tail and I'm gonna put it this side with my other tail from the middle, and I pull that a little tighter, and then I'm going to chain 3, turn my work, and into this space here, into this same space, I'm going to put 2 double crochet. So 1 and 2, and then I'm going to put my work down, and I'm going to cut this yarn here. Because I haven't put a knot in my work there, I'm going to leave a generous tail so I can sew in a knot at the end, or you can do it now, it's totally up to you, but I usually leave mine until the end. So then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to move onto the corner right here, and again 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So this is what it should be looking like right now. So it's a little bit light, you can't really tell colour, but there we are. So now chain 1 and into this space right here. So you've got your corner and then you've got this space here. We're going to double crochet 3 double crochets into that space. So 1, 2 and 3. We're going to chain 1 and move into the corner. So this is all we're going to do for this row. So we're going to do 3, we're going to chain 1 after this, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, then chain 1, move on to your next space here, 3 double crochet, and do the same all the way around, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so I've gone all the way around with my double crochets. Now I've come to the part where I'm going to join. So I'm not going to make a chain here. I'm just going to slip stitch straight into the chain 2, the chain 3, but into the second chain, and make a slip stitch, chain 3, turn your work, and again it's just exactly the same as last time, but we've gained an extra space on each side. So we're just going to do exactly the same and just put 3 double crochets into these spaces on the sides, and then into your corners you're going to make another corner. Hope that is simple for you. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, so I think I can leave you to do this by yourself, and I will meet you back here when we're going to join. So we're ready to join, and this will be our last row. So it's nice and simple. So again, into your chain 3, go into the second chain and make a slip stitch. I'm now going to chain 1 and I'm going to cut my yarn. Okay, so that is those done. I haven't sewn in my tails yet. I'm going to do that when my bag is complete, but for this one I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm gonna, for the first one, the middle one, we're going to pull, make sure our circle is tight, just like that, and then it's all tight then. And then I'm going to put my yarn onto my hook and we're going to sew into these bits here, going around. So into here, just going to sew in and go around. Keep going around. And when you think you've gone far enough, just come back on yourself to secure it that little bit more. Just like that. And I think I'm secure. So I'm going to leave it at that and I'm going to cut my tail. So that's one done. Now I'm going to show you how to make the knot. So I need to get all my tails facing the right way. There we go. Right, so I'm going to do the pink next. Just put my yarn on my needle. Okay, so how I'm going to make my knot is I'm going to go into a strand of yarn. You can use any strand, you can use this one. I think that one would be better. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to leave a loop in my yarn here, and I'm going to go into that loop and I'm going to pull, and it's going to pull a knot with it. I'm going to pull that tight so it's barely visible, and then I'm going to sew in my tail just like that. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit, and then I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to show you one more time with this cream how to make a knot. So put your yarn on, and then you need to find a strand again. So I'm going to use this white one right here. Just going to go in. I'm going to keep a loop in my yarn. And then I'm going to go through that loop, and it's going to pull me a knot through, just like that. And then I'm going to pull, and then sew in my tail. Can now cut that on, and then I have one more tail to sew in. And this one's got the knot, so you don't have to put the knot onto this one. So I'm just going to go into my stitches, just hide my tail, also secure my tail. I don't want to pull too tight because I don't want this to all be pulled in, so I'm not going to pull it too tight, just like that. And then I'm going to come back on myself. Again, I'm not going to pull it too tight. And I'm going to cut my yarn. And there we are. So you need to now make 12 more of these squares, and then, so pause the video here, and then I'm going to show you how to connect your bag. So I'm hoping I have enough room here to show you. So I'm just going to set the squares out in the diagram here, just so you know what I mean. So there's number 1, number 2, 3. I'm not going to fit all these in, but that's fine because I think you're going to get the gist of this. So that's 5. So I've just brought the camera up a bit, so we're on 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can just see it. So then number 1 is this one, so don't forget, I'm going to colour those in very quickly. So the ones that are coloured in, there is no square, the square doesn't exist, that's where we're going to attach, okay? So hopefully you understand. So number 9 is just before number 3. So that one's going to go there. And then we've got number 8, number 7, and now I've run out of room. And then we put number 6 there, obviously. And then number 10, as you can see, the 1 is there. So the 10, this is number 9, the 10 is going to go here before the number 9. I'm going to move it all over. The 10 is going to go there, and then 11, and 12. So as you can see, anyway, this is how it's all going to be working. So if we move this out of the way, so just like that. I'm so sorry about this, I don't really have the room. I've never done a project this big. So then your last square is going to go underneath number 11, right here underneath this one. So hopefully you can see that. I have moved it all around so you can see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 9, 8, 7. You can't see this, but 7 and 6. And then we have 10, 11, 12 and 13. So that is how our bag is going to go. And then we're gonna connect everything now. So I'm not going to leave it like this. I am going to just take 2 squares and show you how to connect just like that. So hopefully you can read it off here. Hopefully you can just lay them out the way that I just showed. I know I didn't show the whole of the squares, but hopefully you get the gist of where they go. So we're going to carry on now and start attaching the squares. So I have 2 of my squares that I'm going to show you how to attach. I have this yarn that I'm going to attach them. I'm really hoping that this isn't going to ruin it. So I'm not very good with colour coordination. I'm pretty terrible at it actually. So I'm going to show you how to connect these anyway, see how it turns out. And this is a 50g ball, by the way. This is just 100% acrylic DK. So, and in case any of you were wondering, the colour is fuchsia, and it's a yarn for Tote. Okay, so we're going to get one of your squares. Don't forget that this is one of the reasons why I didn't sew in my tails, just so I know which way around they are, because you have on one side it's like a different pattern, and then on the other side it like comes out, on this side it sort of sinks in a little bit, if you can see what I mean. So just be aware that there is different patterns. So I'm going to start with a slip knot, and I'm going to join into this, not into that one, sorry, into this one right here before the corner. Okay, sorry if I'm confusing anyone. So we're going to join into this one. Make sure you have it the right way that you want it, right way facing up, and we are going to join into this space right here just before the corner, and we're going to chain 3. Okay, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets. This is just going to be exactly the same as this one. We're going to go around the whole of the square, just doing exactly what we've been doing. So chain 1 and into your corner. So you continue with yours, and I will meet you when we're about finishing. Okay, so I'm just about to finish. I'm going to slip stitch into my second chain, just like that. I'm going to get my next square. I'm going to turn this one around, just like this. So my squares are like this. So we're going to make 3 double crochets into this space here. So you've got your corner, you got your space next to your corner. Into the second space in the corner, we're going to make 3 double crochets. So then looks a bit like that, and then into this space here we're going to slip stitch. So we're going to put our hook in, we're going to catch our yarn, and we're going to pull through. Next space we're going to put 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3, slip stitch into your next space. So put your yarn underneath your work, put your hook through your hole, pick up your yarn and pull through. Into your corner now we're going to make 3 double crochets, when you've made your 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to look at our chain on your other square, and you're going to find your second chain. So mine's right here. I'm going to slip stitch into my chain 2, and I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to put 3 double crochets back into the same corner. And then it's just the same all the way around now until you get back to your next corner. So when you get back here, we will keep going at joining your square together. Okay, so I'm back at my corner right here where we're going to attach. We're going to put 3 double crochets into this corner. Going to chain 1. Again, find your second chain in your chain 3 here. Slip stitch and chain 1, and then back into this corner here, 3 double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch into the next space here. And then into the next space, 3 double crochets. And then you've got one more space right here to slip stitch into. Just like that. And then I'm going to just go into space anywhere on this bit here and just make a slip stitch. Just going to go into there, slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to cut my yarn. Cut my yarn and pull. Right, so that is how I connect my squares. So now I'm going to show you one more. Just going to show you this bit here, and then so this is number 1, this is number 2. I'm going to keep. So this is going to be number 3. So this is my third one, and then next to that is going to be number 4 and number 5 next to it. So you have number 4 here, and then you'll have a square by itself right here, which you will connect onto square number 4. Hope that makes sense. So I'm going to make sure my squares are all the right way. Yes, I'm going to quickly make a slip knot. And I'm going to go this time into this space here. And I'm going to chain 3 again. It's just going to be exactly the same process. So then I'm going to find my second space from the corner, which is here. You got your corner, space, space, and I'm going to slip stitch into there, just like that. Next space, 3 double crochets, slip stitch, and obviously I'm going to show you this bit here because the second chain is already taken. I'm just going to show you how to connect it there. So I've forgotten where I am. I've already slip stitched. Right, so 3 double crochets, so then we're going to come to the corner, I'm going to make 3 double crochets again, chain 1, and then into this space here we're going to put our chain into this little hole right here. Hope you can see that. It is right there. That is where I'm going to put my slip stitch. I'm going to go underneath for this one. And pull through, chain 1, and 3 double crochets back into that corner. Chain 1 and 3 double crochets, and you're going to do exactly the same all the way around. When you come to this bit, 3 double crochets, chain 1, find your chain 2, slip stitch into there, chain 1, and go back into here with 3 double crochets, slip stitch into this one, and then you're going to find your chain 2 here, and you're going to slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So after you've done your slip stitch here, you will slip stitch into your chain, to your second chain. Okay, so then when you need to do number 4 here, and then do number 5, and then you move on. Let me just get my diagram. Okay, so we've done 1, we've done 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll do 9 here. So yeah, 8, 7, and 6. Okay, so hopefully you get that. If not, please write in the comments and I will explain the best I can. It's unfortunate I don't really have a bigger table to show you on, but hopefully you get that. And I am going to meet you back here now when all of my squares are connected. and then we can connect the bag together. So I wish you the best of luck to do this. If you have any problems, please don't hesitate to contact me and I will help you the best I can. So I'm going to go ahead and connect all mine together, and I will see you back here when I have finished. Okay, so I've just finished putting my squares together. So just want to show you before I take it to the table what it should look like. So this is what you should have right now. So hopefully you have the same as what I have. So let's go back to the table and finish our tutorial. Okay, so I'm back at the table now. So what I wanted to say before I go any further is, with square number 1, I tied a little bit of yarn on it so I knew which one was number 1, so I didn't get confused. So we're going to start attaching it now. So we're going to get you've got 2 pieces that go up like this and like this. We're going to put those together just like that, and then here you have 6 and 1, and they fit together just like that, and this is where we're going to sew. So you need to put your bag or your squares, so this bit is here and then this bit is at the bottom, so then you can just fold it up. So you need to get it so it is facing like this, and then you're going to fold this over and these 2 bits are going to join together there. Hopefully you get what I mean. So if I can put this a different way, so this bit here is going to go over here and it's going to like connect. So then let me just put it properly. So then you have this bit that goes over like that, and then you have this bit that goes over like that. Hopefully you get that. I'm not really sure how I could explain that better, so I'll show you one more time. So right now I have it like this. So we have number 1, as I can see I have my yarn wrapped around it. So I have 1, 2, 5 and 6 here, and then down at the bottom I have these ones here, 10 and 13. I'm going to take 10 and 13 and then I'm going to put 10 and 13 on 2 and 5. So hopefully you get that. Just like that. Make sure you line them up properly so they'll fit snug, and then we'll sew along here and along here, and then just at the bottom here, and then exactly the same on the other side. We sew down there, cross, and then this little flap at the bottom, and then this bit is going to be our opening. Right, so I'm gonna show you how to sew these together. So we're going to get our yarn, and this is how much I have left. This was 50-gram ball. On estimate, I reckon I used about 25 grams to attach it all together. So now I'm going to take a nice piece of yarn and I'm going to cut that. So this is going to be the bit that sews it together. So I'm going to take a nice generous piece. I'm going to put it onto my needle. So I have it on my needle. So we're going to start this side. I'm going to bring the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm starting on this side. This side has number 1 on, this one. So I'm starting with the number 6. Right, so we're going to start right down here, and then we're going to sew. Then I'm going to sew along here, and then we're going to sew here, and that will be the last bit we need to sew. So first of all, we're not going to put a knot in our yarn at the moment. We're going to do it when we sew it in. So I'm going to get my first piece here, my first stitch. I'm going to go into there. I'm going to go into the next one on the other side. I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to leave myself a tail to sew in afterwards. I'm then going to go back through, and I'm going to leave a loop. So I'm going to leave myself a loop. I'm not going to pull all the way through. Loop like that. I'm going to go through that loop, and that is going to make a knot. I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to pull the loop just like that. Right, so now we're secure. I'm going to look for our next stitch and our next stitch on the other side. So right now, going through, and then I'm going through one on the other side. The next one, go through 2, find your next stitch on the other side. You just line mine up so I can see, and we're going to go through both pieces this time, just like that. Through 2, pick up 2, straight through your stitch. Into the next. Okay, so we're coming up to where we need to attach these two together. So what we're going to do is this one right on the corner here, which is folded right now, but we're going to attach that with this second chain here. So 1, 2 right here. So we need to sew up until that second chain there. So we're going to keep sewing this along here. So 1 stitch into each. And I've got one more. I'm going to put that on into there. And then I'm going to go into my second chain, and then you've got your second chain right here. And I'm going to go into there, just like that. And then I'm going to keep going into the stitches. So I'm going to go into there, from the chains. And then I'm just going to keep going into every stitch. And this one is going to be easy because you've got it all lined up anyway. So just going to keep going into each stitch. And then you've got your chains here. Go into your chains. Okay, so we're coming back up to the corner and it's pretty much the same. So we're going to keep going. I'm just going to turn my work just this way. So now. So I'm going to go into the chain. See if you see. I'm just going to keep putting these stitches equally into the stitches, just like that. Okay, so I'm coming up to the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew right to the end of this corner, and then I'm not going to sew any more than that. So I'm just going to sew these last few on. And then I'm going to make this corner one my last. I'm also going to stop before I finish, make a loop and pull it through. And then I'm going to hide my tail. So I'm just going to hide it back down here. Do these stitches. Making sure I haven't sewn it together. Right now I'm going to cut my yarn because this side is now finished. And now all that's left to do, so you should now have this attached just like that. So now we need to switch over and we need to do this side. So we're going to start from the bottom, go across, up, and then down here and stop there. I will meet you back when you have done this, because I've just shown you, and the video will be very long if I show you the next one. So I'm going to go and do mine, you do yours, and I'll see you here when we have finished. Okay, so I've just finished sewing my bag together. So now it is attached. I have lots of tails to sew in, but I'm going to do that at the end. Now I'm going to show you how to do your handles. So I'm going to get my hook, my yarn. I'm going to put a slip knot onto my yarn. So I'm going to start with this side. Doesn't matter which side you start. So I'm going to put right here, you have your starting place here. So you've got one here and one here. This side is going to go in here, and obviously for your next side is going to go into there. So you have two spaces. So I'm going to go into this one first, because I'm going to do this handle first. So I'm going to put I'm going to pull it through and put a one chain, and then I'm going to turn my work so it's facing towards me. I'm going to put a single crochet back into that stitch there, one single crochet, and then I'm going to find my spaces and I'm going to put a single crochet into each. So I'm just putting one single crochet, and I'm going to keep doing this until I get to the top here. So one single crochet, and if your chains are too tight, just go underneath and make a single crochet like that. I'm just going to try and get mine in. And then when I get to the top here, instead of going into these chains here, I'm going to go underneath, because I feel like it'll have more support, because this is where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to do one single crochet for each chain. So I'm going to put 3 single crochets into here. So that's where we should stop, just there. So you got your corner, you got your 3 single crochets. So now we need to make the handle. So you need to chain as much as you want for how big you want your handle, or small. So I'm going to chain. I'm just going to go back and count my stitches quickly, so I can do the same for the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I've got 24. Now I'm going to keep counting. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Right, so I've got 90, and I don't want my handle to be as big as the other one. I want quite a small bag, small handle, so I think I'm going to just do 10 more, so get to 100. I don't think that should be big enough, long enough. So then I'm going to turn my work again, turn my work back around. So then I'm going to go into this top, the top of this square here, and I'm going to put 3 single crochets like I did in this one over here. So I'm going to just go straight into it. So 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, so that is 103, just like that. And then I'm going to single crochet down, so I'm going to find my next stitch and go straight in with a single crochet, 104, 105, 6, 7, 8, so again you've got your space here, you've got space here on the other side, so your last one should be here, that's 124. You should have 24 on this side if you're doing the same size as me. So then we're going to chain 1, turn your work. Now instead of doing single crochets for this bit only up until we get to right here, so we should have 24 slip stitches. We're going to do slip stitches because I don't want this to be raised too much, so we're going to do some slip stitches right here, so into the back loop only, slip stitch. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and last one 24. Into the next, right here, we need to do a single crochet. So go in, make a single crochet, so next single crochet, just like that, and a single crochet along this whole chain, and I'm going to meet you back right here. So you've got your finishing chain here, I'm going to meet you right there. So I've just single crocheted into my last chain. Now what we're going to do is start our slip stitches. So we're going to slip stitch into every stitch going down until we get to the end. Now this is all we're going to do for our strap. So depending on how thick you want your strap or thin, that is how many rows you have to do. Like for this one, I did 4 rows of single crochet. Obviously that's my slip stitching. I did 4 rows. I think that was a little bit thin. So I'm not sure how many I'm going to do. And I've just realised I haven't been slip stitching into the back loop only. So I'll start again. So back loop only, slip stitch, back loop, so I'm going to slip stitch right down until my last single crochet. So that's my last single crochet, and then go to chain 1 and turn, and then going to find our back stitch again, and we're going to go up and do your slip stitches, and then when you come to your chain, your strap, sorry, you're going to start your single crochets, and you're going to single crochet right the way across, and then you're going to do your slip stitches down, chain 1, and then you're going to go back up. Now when you come to this bit, you're going to have like when you've done the split as well, you're going to have 2 bits coming up. Don't worry about that because we're going to sew those together, so that won't be a problem. So for now I'm going to leave you to do that because there's not much more I can show you. It's just repeating what we've just done, and then I'm going to let you do your other strap as well. and then I'm going to meet you back here. Hopefully by then I would have had my tails sewn in. So when I come back we will have these to sew together, these bits that are going to be coming up, and then I think that will be the bag finished. So do your straps. I'm going to sew in my tails as well, and I will see you when we have finished our straps. Okay, so I finished my handles. So this is what mine looks like. I've already sewn one of my sides up. Now we've just got to sew this side up, which I'm going to show you how to do. So I'm just going to get some yarn. Okay, so put your yarn onto your needle. Right, so first of all we're going to make a knot. So we're going to go right into the bottom stitches, as far to the bottom of this that you can go. So there's one, and there's the other side for me. So I'm going to go into the first side, and here's where I'm going to make my knot. So I'm going to go in, but I'm not going to pull it all out. I'm going to leave a decent tail to sew in. And then I'm going to go back into there. And I'm going to pull up a loop, just pull through until I've got a little loop there. And I'm going to put my needle back into there and pull it tight. And then I'm going to go into the other side, and then from here I'm just going to find places to sew. I'm just going to find my stitches and sew both of them together. I'm going to try not to miss any of my stitches. And I've got two more to do. One, and go into the top one, pull all the way through, and then go back through those stitches, and we're going to make another knot, so don't pull all the way through. Pull through your loop and you have a knot. And from here we're going to sew our tail in. So I'm just going to go on the inside. And I'm going to go back up through those stitches, and then I'm going to cut my yarn. So that is now sewn up for us. Just going to quickly sew in this tail. Oops. And then I am finished. I'm finished with the whole bag. So I'm just going to readjust my camera and I'll come straight back. So this is what you should have right now. So our bag is now finished. So I hope you've enjoyed making this bag. Well done to everyone who has completed it. Hope you enjoyed it. I've got a sneak peek coming up. I haven't done a sneak peek in quite a while, so I will be uploading that in the next day or two, maybe tomorrow. So if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like, and if you have any questions, just put them down below in the comments and I will get back to you ASAP. So that is it for now, guys. Thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!